Okay, so get into the 27 piece. I'm gonna teach you how to do it.
Subscribe to Faye Bay.
Okay, so you're gonna start by braiding your hair in a beehive foundation, and I started in the back because that's where I wanted the braids to lay the flattest. And the braid around the perimeter, you're gonna make it the smallest or the skinniest one because you want it to lay the flattest around the edges. I am gonna speed it up for you because I know you guys get the concept. It's just the same braid around. You're just braiding one continuous braid. So you're gonna braid in the same direction in all the areas of your hair. So like I braided from the left to the right in the back. So every time I go to the bottom of the back of my hair, I'm gonna braid from the left to the right. The point of doing this braid down is just to get your hair down as flat as possible so it won't be a bumpy and lumpy quick weave. But this overall is my braid down. My hair is very thick, so it did start getting thicker in the middle. And really, like I said, you only really want the around the edge perimeter braid to be the smallest. The rest of them, they matter, but they don't matter as much. And now I'm just crocheting the braid under the it's the same braid, so I'm just crocheting it under the cornrows so it won't be visible and it won't be like creating a lump or anything in the braid down as well. And y'all, when I was recording this, I was singing, like, baby, I go hard about my music, so not too much, but this is the finished braid down. You see me, doing my dance. But y'all, I wet my hair before I add oil, and this is a custom mix of vitamin E oil, Jamaican castor oil, and it had tea tree oil and coconut oil in it. I just mixed it up and made it. But I just added to my hair just to keep my hair moisturized under the quick weave. I did not keep this in for long though because that hair was a little itchy. But in order to keep the glue off from your hair, you're gonna make sure you do this stuff. And this is just the wrapping paper that they use, like, you know, to hold down stuff in the salon or whatever. So I'm just putting that on my hair and I'm spraying it with some Got2b so it'll stick. The Got2b is just so it would stick and I wouldn't have to like tie it in all the places. And some of them I did like, you know, just twist them a little bit, but overall they stick to their cells, like it sticks to itself. So that's it. And then this last piece, I didn't tie it down because I didn't want any lumps in my quick weave, but I laid it flat and I sprayed it so that it would stick together. And plus that was my last strip, so I had to make it count. Like I be using these when I do other people's hair, so that's why I didn't have as many as like a full box or whatever. But yeah, you see what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna grab my black cap and I'm gonna put it over the strips, and I'm gonna make sure like they're down. I did kind of lift one up, but I made sure I placed it right back where it was in the beginning. And then after this, I did go in with my needle and thread. Basically, I threaded the needle and tied a knot at the end, and I just stuck the needle up through the perimeter braid and I pulled it out, and I just kept sticking it up through and pulling it out. I didn't really tie any knots. It's just a regular sewing method, like no knots included. You just stick it up through the braid and pull it out and keep going around the whole braid. So this was just around the first like perimeter braid, and that's really all I did, just to make sure that the cap stayed down with the paper. And then I tied a knot just to secure the thread. So it's really just 2 knots, but I'm saying, like, when I said no knots, it's not knots throughout the sewing process. It's just a knot to secure the one piece of thread that you just pulled up and out through the braid that's around the edge of your head. I hope you guys understand. I know I talk weird, and then I ended up just cutting the paper and the cap off. And doing this method is also helpful for the takedown, because when you want to take it down, all you have to do is just cut the thread and then pull the quick weave off. It should be no glue on your hair or like anything keeping it stuck on there. And this is what the final cap looked like. And now I'm going in with the 27 piece. I'm going in with the shortest length in the box. And I'm just measuring it first, and then I cut the piece, and then I add the glue. And that's really the whole step. That's all you need to know really for the quick weave. Like, measure it, cut the piece, glue it, but make sure the curl is facing downwards. And this is me when I FaceTime myself, so you guys could see really the whole process. And overall in the back is the same left to right motion. I am placing the tracks very close to themselves just so it could be a full 27 piece. You won't see any tracks or anything of that nature. So I'm continuing this motion probably up until I get a little bit above my ear. And then I'm going to start placing them like from the front of my head to the other side of the front of my head. This is the stopping point that I was talking about where I started adding the tracks from the front of my face to the other side of the front of my face. And I did go in with some 613 tracks just because I wanted a little pop of color. Mind you, I know it's already ginger, but it was not supposed to be ginger. It was supposed to be like a 67, no, I'm saying 67. It was supposed to be a 27, not ginger copper. But regardless, I'm still placing the tracks in the same direction. And when I go in with the white ones, I'm placing at least 3 of them because otherwise you would see the tracks like it has to look full. That's what I wanted it to look like, to be honest. So now I'm just going from the front to the other side of the front until I get to this area right here, and then I'm just placing them in like a C kind of direction, like a upwards facing C, like, you know, with the outside facing up. But basically I'm just gonna do that up until I feel like it makes like a decent circle. And one thing I did forget to do that I had to make up for was the fact that I wanted like a longer piece on the sideburns, y'all. Y'all know I gotta do too much. Y'all know I need the edges. I need it. Anyways. Yeah, I meant to go in with a longer track on the sideburns part. So just right there, in front of the ear to the front of the cap, that was supposed to be the area where I just put 1 or 2 tracks of longer so I would have a little sideburn. But I forgot to do that, so I ended up just taking 1 inch of the pieces that was longer, 2 pieces, glued them together, and then I glued it to my face. I know. Don't make my mistake. Just put a longer piece if you want a little edge right there. You feel me? Tight shit. And then I'm just going to place them from the front to the back in a C shape. And really just keep placing them in a C shape until I can place them in a circular shape. But yeah, overall, you're just going to keep going until you get to a smaller circle shape. And that's when you're going to go in with the closure. You're going to place a lot of glue on the closure and just place it in the middle of your head. Next, I'm going in with a razor comb without the guard on it. And I'm just debulking it. And I did do this for a long time. I will say don't be afraid to just cut the hair. And then when I get done with the razor comb, I am going to go in with some scissors. Because honestly, I don't know if y'all seen it, but that closure was way too long. It just was overly long for no reason. So I'm just debulking everything, cutting it down, putting it how I like it, just making sure it's framing. And then I'm going to go in with my clippers and just try to trim my ear out a little bit. And then I'm going to continue to debulk again. And then after that, I'm going to go in with some mousse and just try to lay it down. You're going to see me with my scarf on, and I'm going to be blow drying it just to get it together. And like I said, I did glue those pieces in my sideburns. So you're going to watch me mousse them down, try to get them to lay down flat. And that's really all that's to this hairstyle, just tie it. I think I did add mousse to the back, but I didn't end up recording that part. But it wasn't a overly amount. I think it was just to the bottom part that's on my neck. And this is the final look. Please like and subscribe. I hope you guys like it.